It's been a while since I did a little dive into the writing and teaching of a historical figure. So I thought I would visit John Wesley, who I run into a lot in my writing and research on sacred music. John Wesley was an 18th century preacher and is probably best known as the father of Methodism. He was a revivalist and was the brother of Charles Wesley, another prolific hymn writer like himself. John Wesley taught and wrote quite a bit about children and parenting. John Wesley once urged parents regarding their children, break their wills that you may save their souls. And here's another quote from Wesley. A wise parent should begin to break their children's will the first moment it appears. In the whole art of Christian education, there is nothing more important than this. The will of a parent is to a little child in the place of the will of God. Therefore, studiously teach them to submit to this while they are children, that they may be ready to submit to his will when they are men. Philip Grevins includes this quote in his book, The Protestant Temperament, which is a history of Protestant parenting and child rearing. Grevins is really interested in the ways that evangelical and revivalist parenting practices and teaching emphasize repression and self-denial. And so he's not interested so much in figuring out exactly what Wesley believed about sin, but more about the downstream effects and the implications of the fact that this kind of breaking of the will was so very important. And I should note that Grevins' book is a combination of history and psychology. And so he's not so much looking for ways that we can figure out what Wesley believed about childhood and sin or something like that, but rather what this emphasis on repression and self-denial meant for Protestant children and what it meant for them going into adulthood, and how it shaped their understanding of salvation and of God. It's a really fascinating read. I recommend that book. Grevins also includes some really interesting quotes from Susanna Wesley, John Wesley's mother, about how she introduced the rod of discipline with children as young as 1 and found it very important to teach children to cry quietly and things like that. And those quotes from Susanna Wesley raise some interesting questions about the connection between the perception of child behavior and parental discomfort, which is a topic for another time.